at a hiatus in the ongoing tussle between the centre and the judiciary over the delay in clearing the names recommended by the Supreme Court Collegium for appointment of judges to the higher judiciary, the centre today assured the Supreme Court that the timelines on judicial appointments will be followed and that the pending Collegium recommendations will be cleared very soon. For those of you who are not aware, the Supreme Court's Collegium system is the process through which judges of the higher judiciary are appointed. The Supreme Court Collegium is a 5-member body which is headed by the incumbent Chief Justice of India and also comprises 4 other senior-most judges of the court at that time. Attorney General for India R. Venkataramani, appearing on behalf of the centre today, apprised a bench comprising Justices Sanjay Kishan Kaul and Abhay S. Oka that all efforts are being made to conform to the timelines as laid down by the Supreme Court. Pertinently, the Attorney General today also informed the bench that 104 recommendations from High Court collegiums are pending with the central government, out of which 44 will be processed soon and forwarded to the Supreme Court Collegium by tomorrow, and that the rest of it will be processed soon. The Supreme Court today also inquired during the hearing about the status of 10 recommendations made by the Supreme Court Collegium which are currently pending with the centre. The bench pointed out that 2 of these recommendations are quite old, pending since October 2021, and that the others were made in November 2022. To this, the Attorney General assured that all these Collegium recommendations for the Rajasthan High Court will be cleared soon. Next, the bench inquired about the status of 5 names which were recommended by the Supreme Court Collegium in December last year for elevation to the Supreme Court of India. Regarding this, the Attorney General made a request for deferment by remarking, and I quote here, "Would your lordships defer this for a little while? I have some inputs, but I may have some difference of opinion. I don't think I should probably discuss it here." Acceding to such a request, the bench agreed to the deferment of 5 pending recommendations for elevation to the Supreme Court by noting in the order that the Attorney General is personally looking into the matter. Next, during the hearing, the bench inquired about the status of recommendations made by the Supreme Court Collegium in December last year for the appointment of Chief Justices to the High Courts of Jharkhand, Guwahati and Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. To this, the Attorney General again assured the Supreme Court bench that he is looking into the matter, and accordingly, the Supreme Court emphasized that there would be vacancies of Chief Justices which will arise on account of elevations to the Supreme Court, and that those cannot be processed until the elevations take place, which is a matter of concern. The bench today also flagged the issue of the 10 recommendations made by the Collegium regarding transfer of High Court judges remaining pending. Justice Kaul commented that such delay gives rise to an impression of a third-party interference. It may be noted that bar associations of the High Courts of Gujarat, Telangana and Madras had launched protests against some transfer proposals. The bench also pointed out that 22 names were returned by the centre recently, and that some of these names were earlier reiterated by the Collegium. Some names were reiterated by the Collegium 3 times, despite which the centre has returned them. However, on this aspect, the bench did not pass any orders saying that it is for the Collegium to decide the future course of action regarding the names returned. Pertinently, the Supreme Court also repeated its concern, which it had expressed on the previous hearing as well, about meritorious lawyers expressing hesitancy to accept offer for judgeship due to delay in appointments. Accordingly, the bench adjourned the hearing until February 3rd, asking the Attorney General in a lighter vein to come back with a smile with the warrant of appointments. To provide a bit of context for all of you, the Supreme Court was considering a contempt petition filed by the Advocates Association Bangalore in 2021 against the centre not approving 11 names reiterated by the Supreme Court Collegium. The association had contended that the centre's conduct is in gross violation of the Supreme Court's directions, where the Supreme Court had reiterated that the Supreme Court Collegium recommendations must be cleared by the centre within 3 to 4 weeks. In the previous hearing, the Supreme Court had stated that the Collegium system is a law of the land and had also taken objection to certain comments made by the Vice President as well as the Law Minister against the Collegium system. For more information on what transpired during the hearing today, you can refer to our detailed report, the link to which has been given in the description box below. Thank you. I'm Aratrika Bhaumik for LiveLaw. Keep watching LiveLaw for more such updates.